no more doubt or confusion. I release pain of illusion. Yes, there's only one solution. Yeah, yeah. What I found is oh so simple. Deeper love in a temple, and I found it in the stillness of my soul. 'Cause all there is God. Oh, yeah. All there is God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All there is God. Let me hear your voice. All there is God. Now I'm resting in the knowing that my good is overflowing, and my faith is ever growing. Yeah, yeah. Oh, take me back to the beginning. I feel the Spirit moving in me. Make me stronger, make me willing. Yeah. All there is God. Oh, yeah. All there is God. Oh, everywhere you turn. All there is God.
All there is love.
All there is love.
All there is peace.
All there is peace. And it passes all understanding.
All there is truth.
All there is truth.
All there is God.
All there is God.
All there is God.
All there
All there is God. God is all there is.
all there is. Now I'm resting in the knowing that my good is overflowing, and my faith is ever growing. Yeah, yeah. Take me back to the beginning. Feel my spirit moving in me. Make me stronger, make me willing. Yeah. All there is God. All there is God, yeah. All there is God. Oh, God, everywhere you turn. All there is
7th house, and Jupiter aligns with Mars.
Then peace will guide the planets,
And love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the Age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. 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 Harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abounding. No more falsehoods or derisions, golden living dreams of visions,
mystic crystal revelation,
and the mind's true liberation. Aquarius, Aquarius.
when the moon is in the 7th house, and Jupiter aligns with Mars.
Then peace will guide the planets, and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the Age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. 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 Hey there, people all around the world, men and women, boys and girls. The time has come to occupy. It's much too late to judge and cry. Think about a love revolution, and it's here again. And it's time to let the sun shine in. Come together and sing out strong. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. All around the world. Let the sun shine. Come together. Let the sun shine. Sunshine. The sun shine. Everybody sing. Let the sun shine. Open up your hearts. Let the sun shine. Sunshine. The sun shine. Come together and sing out strong for a peaceful planet where we all belong. Replace all fears with love and grace. We are different shades of one human race. It's the place to chase. The revolution is here again. It's near again. The resolution will now begin for all to let the sunshine in.
I stand for love, I stand for peace,
I stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, I stand for you.
I stand for love, I stand for peace, I stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, I stand for you.
You know our world is in great pain. She needs our loving care again. But there are those who fail to see what we have done and what we need.
There is a cost for every act, and now there is no turning back. We burn a bridge, we bang a drum. It's time to rise, the time has come to stand for love,
to stand for peace, to stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true, to stand for hope, to stand for you. If you're thinking it's not urgent, that we've got more time to kill, if I'm not the one who'll change things, then for heaven's sake, who will? So I will move and I will climb that mountain one step at a time. But I won't be swayed, I will not stop until we've made it to the top, where we will stand for love and peace. We'll stand for joy and for release.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah.
Hello and welcome to the People of Diversity Sunday service. We are a multi-faith community and we believe that there are many paths to one divinity. We have 10 different speakers from 10 different faith perspectives, and we have 10 different sets of musicians. And at the beginning of each series, which is 10 weeks long, we give them a single word topic and they take their turn. The speakers send in their message and the musicians send in a couple of videos. We send it all to Philip and he puts together what you're watching today. So if you would like to join us in this endeavor, go to www.peopleofdiversity.org and press the donate button in the middle of the page, and you can make a one-time donation or you can set up a regular tithe, and whatever you do to help out is greatly appreciated.
Amen.
We do have a special event to tell you about coming up with Interfaith United. That's a Brevard County group. It's a conglomeration of a bunch of different faiths here in the Brevard County. bunch of different churches. Really, really interesting, nice, fun people. It's been a lot of fun to be involved with them. And they're doing their United in Thanksgiving service. It will be on November 21st at 7 o'clock. And I have to look at the name. The Evangelist Catholic Community in Vieira. So this has been posted on Facebook. You can get information about it. We've been posting about it on the pod
both pages, page and the group.
Right. There will be singing, a choir. There will be speakers from all different faiths. There's a procession at the beginning of it where all the different faiths are represented, and they walk in together, and it's really cool. It's a lot of fun. And
it's the walking in together, I think, that is kind of special.
Right. Yeah. And then after the service, there will be finger foods in the reception hall. So it's time to talk to somebody, maybe talk to some people you don't know, and learn some things, and just enjoy the evening. And it's a great way to start off the Thanksgiving holiday. So November 21st. Now, if you would like to sing in the choir, they're looking for people to sing in the choir. There's going to be one rehearsal, and that's going to be on November 14th. I believe it's at 6 o'clock. If you're interested, just post on the Facebook page or call me or let me know, and I can set you up to be in that. I think they're going to sing 3 or 4 songs, and it's not going to be difficult. So if you want to sing in the choir, let me know. That's all I got.
Okay. Last week we had Rabbi Emerita Patricia Hickman with Bob and Shannon. And this week we have Sensei Dave Vidito along with Jennifer Farron. Next week we wrap up our series on respect with a group favorite. Reverend Sue Bailey will be doing the message, and my old buddy Victor Morgado from Canada will be bringing us a couple of videos. It should be a fun day. Yeah. If you want to get notifications, if you want to know what's happening, you are best to connect to the People of Diversity page or group. This will also give you access to past videos. So if you will find those on Facebook and ask to join, we will of course let you come and play. Once in, you can look under live or videos and get past videos, and you'll get that special ding on Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon that lets you push that single button and go straight to the service. Also, in that same vein, the YouTube page is almost finished. The stuff that's up is accessible, and you can search those by playlist under either by faith or by topic. So all that information is there for us as well. Immediately following the morning service from 11:45 to 12:15, we do a deep dive. We do that every Sunday. It gives us a chance to check in. Sometimes the speakers join us, other times not. We always have a chance to see each other, connect. We like to think of it as that time we used to spend, rallying everybody together for figuring out where to go for lunch. But kind of just bouncing ideas about what was brought up in the talk, and like it sounds like going a little deeper.
Sensei Dave usually joins us for that too. I think he'll probably be there for the deep dive.
Yeah, and it's always good to hang out with him because he's a very cool guy.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's all I know.
At 5:45. We have the rebroadcast of the morning service on Sunday evening, so you can go back and watch again or send somebody to watch. If you hear something that inspires you, send somebody you care about back to watch it. So.
Perfect.
Okay, each week we bless a country. So if you have any information about the country that we are blessing next week, anything you can send will be appreciated, and we'll use it in our country blessing. This week we are blessing next week, let me tell you that one, we are blessing Hungary. So if you know anything about Hungary, send that to us on the email below. This week we are blessing Honduras. Honduras is located in Central America. It's slightly larger than Tennessee and has 10.2 million people. They are 63% Roman Catholic, 23% Evangelical Protestant, and 14 other percent made up of other religions. Most of what we know about the ancient Mayan culture is from the Honduras. There are ruins there that are very, very large, and they have the most fully intact hieroglyphics. Copan City was a densely populated city and existed between 426 to 820 AD, and many of the things that we have found and discovered about the Mayan culture came from there. More than 50% of the population lives in poverty. Many of the people living on the Honduran islands are blonde and blue-eyed. You wouldn't expect that. They are direct descendants of British pirates that came there over 500 years ago. That's pretty cool. This is interesting. Smoking is banned in your own home. You cannot even smoke in your house. You have to go outside, and smokers must stand at least 6 feet away from non-smokers. They're serious. It is home to the second largest coral reef in the world, right after the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. They have over 300 bird species, including the scarlet macaw, which is their national bird. And half of their mammal species are bats. Ooh. And our last fun fact, the second oldest clock in the world is in Honduras. It was built in 1100 AD, and it has to be wound every day, and it rings every 15 minutes. So that's pretty interesting.
It's obnoxious.
What a job to be the
to be the winder.
Clock winder, yeah. Okay. So let's hold the people of Honduras in our hearts. Let's bless them with abundance and happiness and love and safety, knowing they want the same things in their lives that we want in ours. And we hold them in our hearts and we say these words together.
May peace prevail in Honduras. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me.
Thank you. You're up.
Sensei Dave Vidito is very cool. I'm really looking forward to his share on respect. More and more, he's going deep into, more about how it feels as opposed to the rules and regulations. It's been fun to watch that happen with him. And Miss Farron always puts together something special just for us. And it has always been a joy to watch her videos. So without further ado, we will see you on the other side.
Hi friends, it's Jennifer Farron from Atlanta, Georgia. Today we are talking about respect, and so our songs are going to reflect different aspects of respect. So it's important to look ahead with our eyes wide open. It's even more important to look ahead with our minds wide open. And the most important thing of all is to look ahead with our hearts wide open so we can respect ourselves and each other. I'm looking ahead with my eyes wide open, with my mind wide open, with my heart wide open. I'm looking ahead with my eyes wide open, with my mind wide open, with my heart wide open. Some people live in fear. They do not want to hear the voices of diversity. I try to just let go, to live life in the flow, avoiding all adversity. So today I say, without hesitation, sing it with me, I'm looking ahead with my eyes wide open, with my mind wide open, with my heart wide open. I'm looking ahead with my eyes wide open, with my mind wide open, with my heart wide open. Some people live in pain, projecting out with blame. Their eyes are closed and do not see. I'm praying every day, affirming love, not hate, acknowledging God's tapestry. So today I say, without hesitation, sing it with me, I'm looking ahead with my eyes wide open, with my mind wide open, with my heart wide open. I'm looking ahead with my eyes wide open, with my mind wide open, with my heart wide open. Let's fill ourselves with peace, then send it to the world. Let's fill ourselves with love. Let's recognize the worth of everyone on earth, of every single soul. Together we are whole, together we can see. We're looking ahead with our eyes wide open, with our minds wide open, with our hearts wide open. We're looking ahead with our eyes wide open, with our minds wide open, with our hearts wide open. We're looking ahead with our eyes wide open, with our minds wide open, with our hearts wide open. One more time. We're looking ahead with our eyes wide open, with our minds wide open, with our hearts wide open. Namaste, friends. Love you. Hi, Pod people. It's Jennifer again. This time I'm going to share a song with you that was written back in the early 2000s, and it's called I Will Walk a Mile. And the chorus goes like this: I will walk a mile in your shoes. Will you walk a mile in mine if I ask you to? Because when we can respect each other, no one has to lose. So I will walk a mile with you. And a lot of times that's what respect boils down to, right? It's about us reaching out to them and filling that gap and filling that space with love and understanding and compassion until we get to the point where we realize that we really are one. There are so many paths, there are so many perceptions out there. And so a lot of times it's about just reaching out and saying with the caveat, I love you, I honor you, and I want to understand you. And when we choose to do that, it can make all of the difference in the world. I will walk a mile in your shoes. Will you walk a mile in mine if I ask you to? For when we can respect each other, no one one has to lose. So I will walk a mile in your shoes. Oh, relationships, the mystery of life. Mother, daughter, father, son, friendship, man and wife. Oh, we can't find a balance so it's even on all sides. Step outside our egos and let love be our guide. So I will walk a mile in your shoes. Will you walk a mile in mine if I ask you to? For when we can respect each other, no one has to lose. So I will walk a mile in your shoes. Let's choose to comprehend. Let's choose to just be friends. As we travel down this road, let's all learn what we can. Let each day be brand new, with love to see us through on this path that I walk with you. I will walk a mile with you if you ask me to. For when we can respect each other, no one has to lose. So I will walk a mile in your shoes. You can walk a mile with me too. Oh, I will walk a mile with you. Namaste, friends.
Welcome. My name is Dave Vitito with Open Mind Zen, and I'll be the speaker today. Our topic is respect. So, interesting topic, and in that a lot comes up when you really look at what is this idea, what is this notion of respect. So, we all come head first with this, or are hit head first with this in one way or another throughout our lives. I think it's kind of built into the culture, this idea of giving respect or receiving respect, or worse, a sense of disrespect or a lack of respect. And so I think there's a tendency in our culture, particularly here in the West, to really cultivate respect. And a lot of times it's built around very material, tangible things, right? Wealth. How could you not respect somebody that has all that wealth, right? Or power. Or respect built around popularity. How many people want to be influencers nowadays, right? Building that base, building that respect. Maybe they are virtuosos in their field, musicians, entertainers, scientists, right? Respect, right? But in some ways, I think, at least for me, that falls short. It rings a little hollow. And I think if you really look at the notion of respect, you can look underneath the hood, so to speak, beneath that kind of surface layer that everyone seems to be reaching for and grabbing for in society, and really ask yourself, what is this notion of respect? What am I reaching for? What am I assuming? What am I missing when it's there or not there? So I'll start with a quote from Lao Tzu. So famous Taoist from China here. So a very simple quote. When you are content to simply be yourself and don't compare or compete, everyone will respect you. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everyone will respect you. And I like that. I think Lao Tzu was onto something. No surprise, Lao Tzu was onto something. Lao Tzu was amazing. But I want to poke at that a little bit. What does it mean to be content and to simply be yourself? Right? And how does that interact or interplay with this idea of respect? Another perspective. I found this one from an anthropologist, William Ury. He wrote this in his book, The Third Side. And he says, human beings have a host of emotional needs for love and recognition, for belonging and identity, for purpose and meaning to lives. If all these needs had to be subsumed in one word, it might be respect. I thought that was an interesting take on this too, because here it's more of respect is a symptom or a collection of a number of different needs that we all have, right? Love, recognition, belonging, identity, purpose and meaning, that all of those can be summarized as a need for respect. It can be respect in our families, communities, self-respect. We'll poke at self-respect a little later. That in particular is fascinating for me. So that Zen perspective. I don't know if this is officially Zen or this is Dave's Zen, but from that Zen perspective, respect is a bit of an artificial term. To me, respect is one of those relational words, relationship words. It's a term that is used in relation to someone or something else. So I can respect another person. Another person can respect me, or I can have self-respect. I am respecting myself. And respect means nothing without that relationship. And it gets interesting from a Zen perspective because that's setting up a you versus me versus other. Someone is outside of me and they are in judgment of me or judging me, or I am judging this person who is outside, separate, somehow different, other, someone else. And so it's setting up this dichotomy, this separation, as if I am somehow whole and complete and different than everyone else. Or perhaps if we're looking at disrespect, I am unwhole, incomplete, broken. And someone else is whole and complete and they're disrespecting me or showing a lack of respect. It's a relational word. And so for me, it's really a symptom of what the underlying conditions are, the underlying thoughts, the underlying relationship. This idea of respect is just a symptom, right? I respect you. Let's try that. There's this connotation of by respecting you, I've given you something. And being Americans as we are, right? Often when we give gifts, there's this expectation that we will receive, whether it's gratitude or we'll receive respect back. Rarely are we able to give gifts freely and openly. And if you think about respect, sometimes it can be given, but sometimes there's this expectation there, right? Of if I give, then you give. If I give, you give. There's this sense of reciprocation. And what if it isn't? What if there is no reciprocation, right? How about someone else respecting me, or worse, right, disrespecting me. There's a sense that somehow they're holding something back, or this sense of judgment on me. These are very powerful terms, right? Very powerful feelings and emotions. And it's not the word respect, it's all those things underneath of it, right? Self-respect. as if I am here and my other self, David, is over here, and I respect you, David, or I don't respect you, David, as if there's a difference between me, myself, and I can respect that David or not. And there's this separation or distance between me and myself. As if I'm sitting in judgment almost of myself. So it's an interesting idea. So to me, the feelings of respect or disrespect is more of a symptom of what this underlying condition, the manifestation of your inner state, right? The thoughts and stories that are going through your mind. Right? There's a reality of what's going on within you. It's purely an internal construct. And yet we feel it. That's the one thing I love about Zen. It's not yes or no. It's yes and no, both. So we can recognize that this idea of respect is pointing at something deeper, and still recognize that we feel it. We do. We feel it, right? When it's withheld, or when we give it, or when we receive it. I like to look at this as a practice opportunity. For me, respect is like a mirror. I can hold up that mirror, respect, and I can look for myself in that mirror and see, what do I see? What am I feeling? What am I experiencing? What is going on inside of me when I examine that word, respect? And not just the word, but the feelings that arise when I examine that term. Or I think back to moments in my life where I felt respected or perhaps disrespected. I think every one of us can think back to a time in our lives when we were bullied. I reflected on a few of them when I was coming up with this talk. And this sense of disrespect, of being lost, right? Those feelings are real. And we can work with them, and we can examine them, and we can practice with them. And this is why your practice is so critical. And it doesn't matter if it's prayer, meditation, therapy, whatever it is. You cultivate your practice, and over time, certain qualities naturally come out of this practice, your spiritual practice. Love for yourself, love for others, compassion for all beings, a natural respecting of self, a natural respecting of all beings. Not all people, all beings. This naturally comes out of a healthy practice, healthy faith, prayer, therapy. Find your thing, whatever it is. And I found a lovely example. If you can think of one person where they've cultivated this all their life, the Dalai Lama, right? The Dalai Lama. I found a story. Joan Halifax from Upaya wrote this in a blog of hers. And it's a story where she had an encounter with the Dalai Lama. And it really touches right on what we're talking about, this idea of cultivating your practice. And so Joan was with the Dalai Lama at a neuroscience, a meeting of neuroscientists, actually in Dharamsala. There's the Dalai Lama is very interested in science and the interplay of science and Buddhism. And Joan Halifax writes, I saw His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, stop in the middle of a heady science discussion and reach out with one hand for a piece of paper, while holding his other arm completely mobile. And without explaining what he was doing, he took the note card and gently moved it against his flesh of his left forearm, then handed the card to his assistant, who was sitting next to him. And as the assistant was carefully taking the little insect out of the room, His Holiness returned to his high-level conversation. And Joan Halifax writes, I remember remarking to myself on how His Holiness seemed to respect even the smallest being. So a little insect was on his arm, and he just quietly removed the insect and had it taken away. Even the smallest being. And Joan Halifax goes on to write, and I love this, respect for others, whether a tiny creature or a head of state, is value that benefits not only those around us, is a value that benefits those around us. Respect for others reflects respect for ourselves and respect for the moral principles that inform healthy societies. So you can treat respect as a practice. For me, though, it's more of a culmination of the practice. That if I'm really going deep, I'm really working with what is here, what is going on in my life, both spiritually, mentally, physically, working with this, cultivating an open heart, cultivating compassion, that respect for all beings just naturally comes forward. And the Dalai Lama is an example of this. This is the Bodhisattva path, right? The Bodhisattva path, for those who've heard me talk before, right? A Bodhisattva is the being who has achieved enlightenment or achieved awakening, but refuses to pass on to nirvana until they have saved all beings. So we are Bodhisattvas. We are here to save all beings. So we cultivate the practice, right? We care for one another. We show compassion, respect for all beings, powerful or not, large or small, human or not. There's no separation between His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, and insect. No separation. There's no separation between me and you. The only difference is circumstance, right? I was born of my parents in my house, in my Midwestern town, and you were born to yours in your house in your, whichever part of the city or country you're from. But at the deeper level, we are the same. We are the same. How can we not love one another, respect one another, have compassion for one another? That is the Bodhisattva path, right? Is to have a deep, enduring sense of that. And now what, right? What do? We reach out, we help, we lend a hand. There's action, right? It's not, I'll pray for you. It's, what can I do for you? How can I help? Or sometimes it's just finding little ways of being there for people, helping people, even without asking. This is the Bodhisattva path. And so even if you're not feeling it within yourself, right, there isn't this self or a sense of self-respect, I encourage you to reach out to others. This is where community, right, or sangha, congregation, whatever words you want, we have these people in our lives to support us as we work with this, right? We have a community of bodhisattvas. We're surrounded by bodhisattvas, all while being a bodhisattva, even if we're a bodhisattva who struggles. We're surrounded, right? With love, compassion. That's why I love this community. Now, I don't normally, I'll end with some personal thoughts. And I don't normally go this direction with my talks, but the election is just around the corner. And I'll ask you to think about the notion of respect when you go to that ballot box. And I highly, highly encourage you, vote. Elections now are more important than ever. So as you go up to that ballot box, I want you to think about respect. Think about who will respect women and their right to control their own bodies. Who will respect the LGBTQ community? Who will have respect for the immigrants who are fleeing oppression in their countries? Who will have respect for history and not try to hide from it by banning books? And probably most importantly, who will have respect for Mother Earth and not ignoring the problems of global warming? And I could go on, but I won't. But vote. That is also the Bodhisattva path, making your voice heard. Making your voice heard. So I'll leave you with that thought. And let's close with a little meditation. Just a small exercise, and let's work with this notion of respect. So go ahead and get comfortable. If you're sitting in a chair, that's fine. Cushion, that's fine too. If you're in a chair, put your feet flat on the floor, get comfortable, make sure nothing's pinching anywhere. And just take a few deep cleansing breaths. Nice and deep. Now this will be a little different this time. I'd like you to dialogue with yourself just a little bit. Find that part of you that is in control. We all have that part of us that likes to control. See if you can find that controller. Ask that controller for permission to try something new, for permission to go a little deeper today. Just go ahead and have a little dialogue and see if that controller says yes. And breathing. And so if you feel comfortable, if that controller in you has said yes, then I'll have you try something. If it said no, that's okay. Just kind of listen. Just listen. Look inward as you hear the word respect. See if there's any part of your body where you really feel that notion of respect. Maybe it's the chest, your heart. If you can find that spot in your body where respect lives, just kind of dwell there and feel it. Eyes closed, breathing deeply. Just immerse yourself in your feelings of love for yourself, understanding for yourself, respect for yourself. It's almost like wrapping your arms around your inner child and just giving yourself love, giving yourself compassion, giving yourself permission to succeed or fail, just to keep trying again. Feel that respect for yourself, love, compassion. And breathe. And perhaps let that feeling of love and compassion and respect kind of extend outwards beyond you to all the beings listening to this broadcast, to all the beings in your hometown, in this country, in this world. In that place where you hold respect and hold compassion, hold the world. And smile. And take one more cleansing breath, and as you do, go ahead and open your eyes. Welcome back. So with that, I'll leave you, and I will see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer Asbild. Something special just for us. We're grateful for all that you do for us and all the folks that you recommend to come and play with us. Thank you. Sensei Dave, thank you so much once again. Asbild, just amazing. Thank you for bringing your heart always. Mr. Lupo, the man behind the curtain. If you have audio-visual needs, please contact Philip. He makes all of this amazing. He gets it in bits and pieces and chunks and makes it smooth and silky. It's amazing what he does for us. Thank you, Philip, for all you do. Again, following the morning service from 11:45 to 12:15, we'll have a deep dive. Please join us for that. At 5:45, we'll replay the morning service in the evening. That'll be pinned to the top of the page so you can venture back and see it yourself, or perhaps send a friend back to check it out. Next week, again, will be our last installment on respect. Reverend Sue Bailey will be giving us that talk. And Victor Morgado from Canada will be bringing us a couple of videos on respect. So we'll see you for that piece. And I think that's all I know.
We want to take a minute and center yourself and take a deep breath. And thank you, Spirit, for the tithes, the offerings, for the love, for the energy, from our speakers, from our musicians, from Philip and his team, and from the people that watch this every week. We just really are doing something special in the world and sending something very, very good out there and causing lots of ripples. And we are so grateful, and we say thank you and amen.
Amen.
Okay, last thing, we're going to do our energetic healing circle. Please bring to your mind anyone, anything, any place that needs some special attention this week. I have some people that are not feeling well and they need extra love. So just bring these people into the center of the healing circle, and we're all going to send our energy out and around the circle and open up and receive some of that healing energy yourself. And we appreciate you, and we will see you at the deep dive, or tonight, or sometime next week. Thank you for being with us.
Vote.
Vote.
Have a great week.
Thank you.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love.